would be nice. I offered the last time he had me suspended, I wrote in my writing response to that, I told him that we would be better off friends than enemies, and I guess he still doesn't believe me. But
what I would do is this, Mr. Brown, because from what I understand, Dr. Blake feels that
I think if he's either jealous or envious or something like that, that's something he has to deal with. If he has a fixation on these type of incidents and he can't let it go, then I think that's the problem that he should address.
I don't really think that's the issue. I think the issue
because I hadn't, since the last time I hadn't had words with him for 2 years, and I've had an electronic music course without him, and everything was fine. I got an A in the course.
Exactly.
The first 3 days of this course, he didn't say anything to me, and things were fine. And the first thing he said to me, it blows up. Now, I'm going to ask you if you can see that Dr. Blake's sole intent was to try to boss me around and to try to have his way over me.
If I may speak,
go ahead.
I think that the real big picture truth is already been spoken. One is, in common language, did you cause any disruption in the class? Or was Dr. Blake pushing it? Now, it's only 2 ways to look at it. Now, I'm not here to say anything bad about Dr. Blake, but I can say that you weren't causing any disruption in the class prior to that. And contributing to stuff. Yeah. So, now that is the basic analysis. The next step is, that's what we're really going to say to ourselves, despite what all the talk is about.
Yeah.
I'm advising you for 2 reasons. The same reason that the fighter is saying for you to go after this. If you have the real and I'll find out even the natural, and let them hear voice. They will clear look at it. 2, we cannot work it.
It doesn't mesh with the work I'm doing here.
Not at all. And
I mean, as far as the coursework.
Because
I understand that someone has been calling on my teachers asking them about my conduct in their classes. Did you know anything about that?
Probably have. And I have an idea who may have been doing that, but it wasn't me. But I can tell you this much, I can understand why. Because once again, here we are. Going back to why you should have this hearing. From what I understand, and from what the outcome of that was, you don't have any problems on this campus with anybody else. It's Dr. Blake. So the question becomes, you say, now wait a minute. Here's a guy who's going along. Nobody's ever made any complaints about this guy except his one instructor. What's going on here? That's when the light bulb comes on. The second thing, too, is that, okay, yes, faculty can freely write these down. I have to respond to them. That's why I try to contact you by phone or email to get your story. Okay, we're here talking about it now. So that I can say, this is what he wrote, this is what you say, and this is what this gentleman says. Okay, I got gray areas here now. Okay, they've already gone ahead and recommended the suspension. So my whole thing is now, that's why I'm saying to you, you should have to do it. You should have to do it. So that's because then what that does.
How long does it take, though?
Well, the thing is, for me, from the time you notify me, I have to set up a hearing for you.
The semester will be over by the time.
No, this is the 4th week.
The 5th week coming up.
I mean, we're going to have to try to run the hearing.
Is there a bathroom in there?
Yeah. You need to go in?
Yeah, are we going to be much longer?
No, I don't want to keep you.
Okay. I'll just hang up there.
You might put the formalities into, you might either sign a statement or ask for a date.
What you can do is you can even write it. You can even write it out longhand and just say that I would like to have it here. If you want, that's what you want to do. And then what I do is I keep that.
Try to get some other opinions on what happened and
okay, but let me say this, Mr. Brown, with all due respect to you. Okay? Because I have to be, I'm in the middle.
I understand that.
I'm objective, but let me
based on what you guys see in front of you, I'm not going to be allowed to take the course.
Well, what's going to happen
for
is,
this semester.
What's going to happen is, and I understand where you're coming from, where you're saying, well, if I'm suspended, even if I have my hearing next week or whatever, I'm going to be losing valuable time.
That's no point.
Okay, but what you want to do is you want to clear your name. If you feel that, because let me explain it to you just real briefly. Okay, yeah, you're right. You can take your classes subsequent semester. If you got people that are willing to step up to the plate and say, look, it didn't happen that way, this is not the way, then we get something in your file that says that apparently, you know, upon further findings, the suspension is overturned, and the student can come back to any of Blake's classes or whatever. But the bottom line simply here is that, to a certain extent, that negates anything else, because that's what's in your file. It deals just with this guy. Okay, now, if you ever apply for a job and you fill out something that says a release of information, everyone does it. And the employer calls me up, which they always do, not specifically me, but they'll call someone here, they'll say, I'm here to find out, like let's say you got a degree in music. You say, I got a degree in music. You say, you
make sure I don't his main thing was, and I remember this from the first encounter, I asked him a question, this was a couple of years ago, regarding a lesson he was teaching. And I asked him for an explanation for, what was it? It had something to do with MIDI and outboard controllers for signal processors. And he goes, the best thing to do is to go try to get with an advanced student. Mm-hmm. And so that happened a couple of times. You want to take care of that?
No,
okay. It happened a couple of times. And what I thought and what I wrote and told Mr. Bloomquist was that that I thought that Blake thought that just because he said to get with his advanced students, that some kind of magical power would transfer all of my good qualities into his favorite student. I felt like that's the level of thinking he was on. Now that sounds weird and crazy and stuff like that. But
I was like, you said magical, that's what they mean.
Yeah, but still, you know, that's the kind of thing that goes on in the world today.
So, let me think how I see this situation just to sum it up. I don't see you as a threat to Mr. Blake. You never hit Mr. Blake. You never raised your hand to Mr. Blake. You never pouted. As a matter of fact, I asked a question of him. I said, let me ask you this question. Has he ever pouted you? Has he ever got you a fighting fit? Has he ever said, I'm going to kick your butt? Has he ever said, wait till the class ends or whatever? He said no.
Yeah, but the first time he said that I threatened you. What was the threat?
Well, the bottom line of the threat is simply this. That's why I get down to the definition.
Are we going to remember that?
I get down to the definition of what do you deem a threat. You see, so all that went out the window because it's not a question of an overt threat. Okay. Now, let me back this up. Go ahead. No,
because I'm interested in seeing you during this class. I'm interested in seeing you this semester get as much as you can, and next semester perhaps approach it differently so that you can get even more out of it. Now, if you're going to have this much difficulty with Dr. Blake and even speaking to him, then obviously
or him speaking to me,
or either way, then you would not like to be in a situation where everything is constructed where you have to relate to it. Which means that if you can get him to agree to sign an audit card the next time you take this class, you can do everything in this class that the students are doing and not have to deal with me for personal. You can have some ways to maybe be creative and eventually find some common ground. Now,
and that was my point in taking it for the arranged hours course.
Right. Well, this is even more than it was.
But you know.
Well, like, he wants all his budget.
Well, I mean, I got some help right here, so what's the problem?
Ray Brown was in a class. I had a little problem with the teacher, pretty low key. The teacher decided to call the sheriff and have me.
Yeah, it's possible. Where did you do that one?
Oh, wait. Here it is. Here. Come here, dude. This is
the man I'm talking about.
Are you guys both in the same class?
Yeah.
Okay, so you brought him over here to see me.
To avoid any confrontation. So
That's good. Come on back.
if I may be here now,
Let me just put it to you this way. If he requests the presence, you can be.
He's the only one that's given me any feedback on this thing so far.
Okay.
He has my permission.
Okay. Let me explain to you basically what's going on. Now, in the past, we just but I'm not looking at that because that has nothing to do with this situation. So let me tell you what's going on. Apparently, you were suspended for 2 class meetings on the 20th. The instructor had alleged that you had refused to do what he wanted you to do and that you would not join the lecture. And so he was saying that you were not supposed to come back to class until October 4th. And did you get the email I sent you? No. Who did you speak to? Did someone tell you to come back? Yeah, these are the things they want to know. Because then what they do is they sit down and they look at, okay, based on this, we feel his suspension should be overturned. If the suspension is overturned, they make a recommendation. The recommendation goes to the president. 99.99% of the time, the president goes with what the panel pretty much recommends. If the panel recommends an overturning of the suspension, you're back in class. So that's what I'm trying to say here. There's due process. I'm not sitting here saying, you're guilty, man. All I'm telling you is what you're being charged about. And that's what I'm saying with the semantics and everything, they go back and forth. I just need clarity because, see, I go back to the instructor and I'll say, hey, you know what? You know, this is a picture that I'm painting. Can you corroborate this? Okay. There are 4 people that want to come forward and say, Brown wasn't doing anything wrong. Yeah. See, so it's not like you're getting shaft here. Yes, the instructor does have the right to turn in a disciplinary form, but really, what should really happen is the instructor should inform you that you're going to be presented for 1 or 2 classes. See, this is kind of weird because, you know, Mr. Brown, when I call your house, your phone number, whatever I call, this is validated.
Really?
Yeah, I'll call it right now. I'll show you the number I got for you. It's the weirdest thing. And I said, it's going to be very hard to contact a student when the phone number is not valid. Because that's why I wanted to talk to you about what happened. Because this may have been avoided. The worst part of my job is suspending people. When I call this number here, 213, is this your correct address?
709-8964.
I'm sorry, but do you reside in?
4677 Admiralty Way. 4766 Admiralty Way,
Okay.
number 11804, Marina Del Rey,
Okay.
California.
Now the phone number I have is 213.
Oh, no, that's wrong. 709-8964.
Okay. Yeah, because what I tried to do originally was I tried to contact you, and this is what came
I gave
up.
the police my business card. Did you get a report from them?
No, I didn't get it. So you guys know, because see, this is something that you and Dr. Blake have been going round and round. I can see this from the time when you were in the theater class. I think it was with Dr. Blake last term.
That was 2 years ago. I haven't had words with Blake since then.
But it's apparently.
The last time you suspended that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I understand it. That's why I have a file.
Okay, so how can I be going round and round with that?
No.
Spoken to Blake in 3 years. It would be nice. I offered the last time he had me suspended, I wrote in my writing response to that. I told him that we would be better off friends than enemies, and I guess he still doesn't believe me.
But what I would do is this, Mr. Brown, because from what I understand, Dr. Blake feels that you.
I think if he's either jealous or envious or something like that, that's something he has to deal with. If he has a fixation on these type of incidents and he can't let it go, then I think that's the problem that he should address.
I don't really think that's the issue. I think the
because
issue
I hadn't,
is
since the last time I hadn't had words with him for 2 years, and I've had an electronic music course, without him, and everything was fine. I got
Right.
an A in the course.
Exactly.
The first 3 days of this course, he didn't say anything to me, and things went fine. And the first thing he did, said to me, it blows up. Now, I'm going to ask you if you can see that Dr. Blake's sole intent was to try to boss me around and to try to have his way over me.
If I may speak,
Go ahead.
I think that the real big picture truth is already unfolded. One is, in common language, did you cause any disruption in the class? Or was Dr. Blake pushing it? Now, it's only two ways to look at it. Now, I'm not here to say anything bad about Dr. Blake, but I can
Yeah, me either,
that you
actually.
weren't causing any disruption in the class prior to that. On and contributing to stuff. So now that is the basic analysis. The next step is that's what we're really going to say. Despite what all the talk is about. I'm advising you for two reasons. The same reason that the fighter is saying for you to go after this. If you have the will and help find nothing, and then absolutely, and let them be abroad. They will clear we cannot work it.
It doesn't mesh with the work I'm doing here.
Not at all. And
I mean, as far as the coursework.
Because see, the thing.
Because I understand that someone has been calling on my teachers asking them about my conduct in their classes. Did you know anything about that?
Probably have. And I have an idea who may have been doing that, but it wasn't me. But I can tell you this much, I can understand why. Because once again, here we are. Going back to why you should have this hearing. From what I understand and from what the outcome of that was, you don't have any practice on campus with anybody else. It's Dr. Blake. So the question becomes, you say, now wait a minute. Here's a guy who's going along. Nobody's ever made any complaints about this guy except this one instructor. What's going on here? That's when the light bulb comes on. The second thing, too, is that, okay, yes, faculty can freely write these down. I have to respond to them. That's why I try to contact you by phone or email to get your story. Okay, we're here talking about it now. So that I can say, this is what he wrote, this is what you say, and this is what this gentleman says. Okay, I got gray areas here now. Okay, they've already gone ahead and recommended the suspension. So my whole thing is now, that's why I'm saying to you, you should have a hearing. You should have a hearing. So that's because then what that
How long
does.
does it take, though?
Well, the thing is, for me, from the time you notify me, I have to set up a hearing for you.
The semester will be over by the time
No, this is the fourth week.
the 5th week coming up.
I mean, I'm going to have to try to run the hearing.
Is there a bathroom in there?
Yeah. You need to go get it?
Yeah, are we going to be much longer? Or?
No, I don't want to keep you.
Okay. Well, I'll just hang out there.
You might put the formalities into, you might either sign a statement or ask for a date.
What you can do is you can even write it. You can even write it out longhand and just say that I would like to have it here. If you want, that's what you want to do. And then what I do is I keep that.
Oh, that we try to get some other opinions on what happened and
Okay,
make a
but let
decision based on
me
that.
say this, Mr. Brown, with all due respect to you, okay? Because I have to be. I'm in the middle.
I understand that.
I'm objective, but let me
based
say.
on what you guys see in front of you, I'm not going to be allowed to take the course
Well, what's going to happen
for this
is.
semester.
What's going to happen is, and I understand where you're coming from, where you're saying, well, if I'm suspended, even if I have my hearing next week or whatever, I'm going to be losing valuable time.
That's no point.
Okay, but, what you want to do is you want to clear your name. If you feel that, because, let me explain it to you just real briefly. Okay, yeah, you're right. You can take your classes subsequent semester. If you got people that are willing to step up to the plate and say, look, it didn't happen that way, this is not the way, then we get something in your file that says that apparently, upon further findings, the suspension is overturned and the students can come back to any of Blake's classes or whatever. But the bottom line simply here is that, to a certain extent, that negates anything else. Because that's what's in your file. It deals just with this guy. Okay, now, if you ever apply for a job and you fill out something that says a release of information, everyone does it. And the employer calls me up, which they always do, not specifically me, but they call someone here, they'll say, I'm here to find out, like let's say you got a degree in music. You say, I got a degree in music. You say, you
Make sure I don't
Okay.
When the police came, we very compliant.
That's what they told me.
Everything's very peaceful. And after that,
No, I'm sorry. One more thing. Just keep business straight. I got to, one more thing, I need to get everybody's name and badge number.
You've already got all that.
But I just got
All you have to do
yours.
is send
I know
it to our
yours, but I
station.
don't know his.
You have to just send it to our station.
Huh?
If you have a lawsuit, send it to our station. Everybody's here today will be listed. That's all you have to do.
Okay. Make a note, there's like 4 cops standing in front of the door.
You need to go into class.
Mhm.
Does he want you in there or something?
No, listen, I took this class before. He wasn't the instructor. No problems, got an A in the class. The minute he comes back, the trouble again. And you know what happened? It happened exactly like it did before. He attacked me, and verbally, but he intended to hurt me physically. Okay.
To replay this message, press 1. To forward this message, press 2. To hear the date and time when the message was received, press 5. To delete, press 7. To save, press 9. To message saved. Saved message.
Hi, Mr. Brown. This is Robert Silva with the LA County Sheriff. I need you to call me as soon as possible. I think we're missing some forms on the paperwork that you left us on Thursday. Thank you. You can reach me at 213-974-6376. Bye.
To replay this message, press 1. Received yesterday at 9:11 a.m. To replay this message, press 1. To forward this message, press 2. To hear the date and time when the message was received, press 5. To delete, received yesterday at 9:11 a.m. To replay this message, press 1. To forward this message.
Hey Ray, this is Philip, man, the saxophone player in the jazz band. I've been trying to get in touch with you for about 2 weeks, so I hope everything's okay. After I saw that little incident that happened in the classroom, so I hope you're all right, man. So when you get a chance, I think you got my number, 323-234-2591. Give me a holler, man, so at least I know you're all right. All right, talk to you later.
To replay this message, press 1. To received yesterday at 3:49 p.m. To replay this message, press 1. To forward.
And he can just come in and just tell a big fat lie and just now I have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair.
I understand that, and you're right. But
You could also go to academic affairs they have a complaint process in academic affairs.
you know what that is?
Yes, and the ADO,
Yeah.
third floor,
Go
or
ahead and
second
do
floor.
that.
I've done that. I've filed several complaints for the prior one. I mean, what's going to happen now?
No,
But,
in there, mention that we were called out, and they'll probably contact us and ask us what happened when we got here.
Mhm.
So,
We're just going to say that, advise you to go to his supervisor. That's all we can say. If there's a conflict between you and him,
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you guys this tape was running.
it's okay.
there's a conflict between you and him. It's not a legal matter. It's not anything for the sheriff's department. It's something that the school administration needs to address, not us. All we can do is suggest that you not disrupt the class so he doesn't call us back. And we can't even suggest anything to him. We're teaching the class, we don't want to disrupt the class.
There's some history, that goes back a couple of years here, too.
Why would?
So,
Is he the instructor for this course you're trying to take?
No,
Is
he's
somebody
not
else?
the instructor. Yeah, someone else. named,
Where's the instructor?
Hafner. He's in there. He was giving a lecture, and then he interrupted the lecture, telling me to come over to the
Wait, who? There's 2 instructors in there?
the instructor that's teaching the classes in there, and this other guy, Blake, who called you guys, is in there.
So,
Now,
who's this
the
Blake
instructor was giving a lecture. This other guy, Blake, interrupted the teacher giving a lecture, trying to talk to me, right? Okay. And that's why I told him, please don't talk
well,
to
who
me.
is Blake? He's an old instructor or something?
Yeah, I guess he's just an instructor. I mean,
Is he part of the course? Is he for some year? How long have you been in here? 2 or 3 weeks?
yeah, 3 weeks.
Has he been in there for that?
He's been in there, but he hasn't been teaching the course. And then on the course syllabus has the other instructor's name on it.
I have a suggestion. This is not an issue for the police.
I didn't think so.
Sheriffs, all right?
But he calls the police every time. I mean, I can't tell you what it was electronic music workshop. It was to do a performance. That got all bent out of shape. I couldn't do my performance even though I was on the roll to do my performance because of this man. And he claimed that I was in class without permission. Everything that he said was false, and I proved it with the report I filed. at school. Okay, that was the basis for me telling him not to talk to me anymore because he lied and had me arrested and I didn't get to do my performance. He said that the prior time he said that I threatened him, but that wasn't true at all. He said something that I was going to kill him, and he told that to the police. But they didn't.
Is it us or somebody else?
No, this was the campus police at that time. This was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
And they have another witness. There was a witness that he talked to earlier, said that they were talking about some class activity, and he showed interest, and the instructor shut him down. They're like, hey, you know what, you need to participate.
So they called us because we won't participate in class?
Yeah.
So he's gonna do it.
And that
Okay, what is your name?
so, can you tell me what happened?
Why don't you repeat to me what Blake told you, just so I can have it for a record.
What happened?
Tell me what
happened? Why don't you just tell me what happened?
Because I need to know what you guys are going to act on, and I want it recorded. Tell me your name. Your name is Ocampo. And your badge number is
363.
363. That looks like an 8.
363.
That's 3. Okay, 363 or 863. And your name is. I'm sorry. Tell me your name. Are you hiding your name and your badge number? Okay, move your hands, please, from your show. Could you move your hands so I can see? Bernal. And your badge number?
358.
It's 358. So you guys can't both have the same badge numbers. Oh, no. 368. 363 and 568. Okay, now, what are you guys acting on?
No, we just want to know what was going on inside.
Well, you guys are talking to me. You guys are acting on whatever Dr. Blake said. Would you guys?
We just want to know your side. We just want. I mean, we don't want. We just want to know why he's telling us that you're. We just want to know your side. We just want.
He lied.
Today, sir.
Can I get a copy of the latest one of these?
Oh, new docket? Sure. I just need to see your case number. 194118. Do you have access to the internet? Oh, okay. I was going to say you can get it online, but that's okay. We're happy to provide it.
Is Becky here?
Sure, I can page her. Becky Fisher to the counter, please. Thank you. All right, she should be up.
Okay.
Richard, are you ready to switch out?
Yes.
Okay, what you got?
Done with that one.
And then we're...
I'm done with that.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm done with that whole case.
Okay, so I have time for your license.
Okay.
Is this the next one you need, 1743?
But I'm going to go down and get my Xerox for that one.
Okay.
So give me time to look.
Okay.
Because of to restate the points of authorities and stuff.
Well, I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish by the document, because that's basically telling us that you should hear the records and everything. The default is the party to pay the recording fee.
Sure, no problem.
The motion was to ask the court to release from the default as an amended designation to exclude the destination of the recording fee. That, or the definition of the that motion does not say that. Yes, but you need to copy it and have it served. So we can put it in the bookstore and then there's a copy. And then they give you a page on the thing. And then quickly get it in that one.
I'm going to handle this right here.
Okay, very good.
Okay. One more thing I just want to clear up this thing about the mail. Because you may have these sensitive computers that don't like the policy or something like that.
Okay, you're set.
Yeah, about
Well, the standard is we're taking the official clock. We're actually old school today.
All right, thank you.
It's a little ancient.
And therefore, that's returning now should be now
Well, this is just for the bubble. Yeah. No problem. Everything else is good. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. See you guys later. Yeah, you had a document. That's why I looked attached to the document. You had a statement in the document and it's in the file. I don't know what your question is about the mail. I'm only saying the mail's been returned from the post office. Undeliverable.
You said I had it in Delaware.
Well, it's appearing to be because everything you send me.
Because it sounded like you were trying to blame me for it.
Sir, I'm asking you to give me a valid address. The address we shouldn't have doesn't get to you.
Yeah, I know, but this mail was there for the insurance department on November 1st, 2005. And as you can see, it has a identical address on it. And this,
I understand that. So look, I've got mail from you on the 5th of January, 23rd of January, and 25th of February.
Okay, but I'm telling you, just I have no control. The post office decides to pick and choose which items of mail they want to deliver. That's beyond my control. I shouldn't be blamed for it.
Well, I'm just saying to you, if you want to get notice from the court, you need to address your problem with the post office. Because how are you going to get notice from us if everything we mail out to you comes back from the post office? And I asked if you wanted to take your mail with you, and you said no, you wanted it for evidence. What evidence, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it will come into play because, you know what I mean, because if they mail this and all of these...
So that was in 2005, right?
Yeah, it's true, but still, I mean, like I said, you know, ever since I came in contact with the defendant, you know, all these public entities have been doing things. For instance, like picking and choosing which mail they want to deliver, giving me a run around with all these motions and stuff. And so, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to get somebody to say something. And I was wondering if you could sign it.
No, I'm not going to sign it.
Okay, I figured that. I just wanted to see.
Yeah, I'm not signing.
I understand.
The record speaks for itself.
You know, I
Your
understand.
mail's being returned.
I understand.
Okay? All righty.
Thank you. Okay, you heard her. She refused to sign the document, even though she said what she said. And her act not to sign this document is kind of like a denial of sorts, to make a false accusation and then not claim it.
There's nothing I can do. He put you out of class, and he has as an instructor a right to do that. Now, I
Did
don't
you do
know.
it just without any
Well,
reason?
supposedly there, I'm sure, I can't go investigate that now. The procedure is for you to go and see Miss Blomquist on Monday and talk to her about it.
And then what about this class time that I'm missing? And, okay, and what about the...
If he put you out, he can put you out
Just for
one class session. If he deems, I mean, he has to have a reason.
Yeah, okay.
And you may want to discuss that with Jane Blomquist.
So right now, I'm out of class for no good reason.
I'm not saying, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. He put you out of class. Now, whether his reason is a good reason or not, I can't judge right now.